Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living. Good to see everybody out. This morning, we're going to start out with a favorite of a lot of yours, and we're going to start out with When You Wish Upon a Star. Makes no difference who you are. Anything your heart desires will come to you.
Well, good morning.
Good morning.
Welcome to the Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living. I'm Reverend Steve Van Meter, your senior minister. And we're so glad that you're here joining us on Zoom or in person or in the atmosphere, wherever you are. We're just blessed that you're part of our experience this morning. I'm having a little throat thing, so I have a cough drop. I don't normally come to the mic with a cough drop, but this morning I will, so that I'm all prepared for my 2-hour talk I have planned. Only kidding. So we're going to start with what we start everything with, is our vision mission statement. And we've got this other TV working here. I spent part of yesterday taking the other old one out and taking the one from my spare bedroom and putting it in here so that we would have something for, and actually there's we've had a blessing in that we have been able to acquire 2 50-inch TVs that will be installed next month sometime, and 2 slightly used laptops so that Jamaica and I can free up our personal laptops that have been running the show for the last few years. But let's go ahead and read our vision mission statement that says that we are an open, loving, spiritual community dedicated to evolving consciousness through teaching spiritual principles. Well, we have some announcements. First, I want to thank everybody that showed up yesterday. Did anybody show up yesterday to help with the pollinator garden soil transformation party? Could you raise your hand? Thank you, thank you. And special thanks to Jan Albright, who is our pollinator garden, and Linda Mullins, and coordinator who spearheaded that. What they did is on this side of the building, they pulled out all the weeds. There were some beautiful plants in there, but they needed to be replaced, and they put in this rich, black, dark soil. And it's that time. Yeah. Oh, compost, which helps the soil to have its nutrients back, something like that, so that whatever you put in there, you have to prepare a way, right? So thank you to all those people. And we had next weekend set up to do the planting, but we're postponing that for right now until we need to get some other things set up. So if you had planned on joining us next weekend, we'll wait, because there will be more coming. So, book study with Deborah Perdue, Sunday, April 24th through May 29th from noon to 1 p.m. after service. The Book of Hope, a survival guide for trying times by Jane Goodall. Join this GPCSL group to bolster your hope and peace levels for 2022. I think we could all use a little bit of that right now. Absolutely, in the world. What better time to study together about how we can have hope and optimism for the future, for our planet and us. Each week we'll read chapters from the book with discussion, meditation, and sharing, and there will be a fun play work each week. I changed it to play work. It's not a workshop, it's a play work. At the end, we will find an action step to take ourselves, because Jane suggests it's important to have hope and also take action. Suggested donation is $10 per class. More information and signups are on the back counter. As we know in this teaching, we treat and we move our feet. We speak what we want, and then we take action in the world, because that's how demonstrations happen. And I'd like to say something about Deborah Perdue right now. Because our Science of Mind magazine for next month just came out. And our very own Deborah Perdue, this magazine has been continuously published, thank you, since 1927. Every good spiritual movement has a magazine, right? You've seen Watchtower, but this one we feature Deborah Perdue has written all of the daily guides. So you're gonna walk in line after service and get yourself one of these. They're $5. Maybe you can get her to autograph it for you. I'm not gonna ask her to autograph mine. And this is no easy thing to write these for a month, 3 months in advance, 4 months in advance. It comes with affirmations, a full, I mean, she wrote a whole book into this thing. And then an affirmation. It's just a wonderful thing to have. I got to do this as a practitioner when in 2008. I got to do the daily guides, and it took me 3 months to recover after doing it because, I mean, you totally saturate yourself into this to write something like this. So congratulate her individually and collectively, because, I mean, this puts us on the map. You know, hey, we have practitioners going on doing stuff here. We're so proud. I'm like a gloating father here, father of consciousness, right? No, it's just great when our people can do something like this. So we're very blessed here. So, going on with our announcements, fundraising committee. Your fundraising committee is hard at play, creating fun and inspired events for our center. There's a committee meeting today at noon, and up next will be, backed by popular demand, game night, Friday, April 22nd from 6:30 to 8:30, light snacks provided, suggested donation of $5 that will get you 4 raffle tickets just by showing up, paying your $5. You get raffle tickets, you're already playing. So come join the fun, have some fun, share yourself, tell some jokes, as long as they're clean. And no, you can tell some colorful jokes if you like in the parking lot, that's fine. So it is a, we're doing a lot of fundraising because we're raising our consciousness, we're raising the fun that we have here. And in the process, funds get raised because that's part of it, right? We have all sorts of projects that we're doing to increase our exposure here at the Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living and also make our experience better. We need a new air conditioner. Summer's coming. We also don't have a dishwasher right now because our first game night, we found that there was a leak. So we have crimped off that leak, but now we don't have a dishwasher, but we still have hot water, so we can still do dishes by hand the old-fashioned way. So we're doing that. But join Linda Mullins for a day of exploration and interpretation. Hike the $8 Mountain Botanical Area, one of the most significant botanical sites in Oregon, with diverse habitats and rare and unique plants. May 5th, 9:30 to 3, Linda will be leading the interpretive hike at Little Falls Trail and Darlingola, is that right? Darlingola Boardwalk. 5 to 10 participants, carpools and snacks provided. Cost is $20 per person or $30 a couple. Donate what you can. A signed copy of Rare Plants of Southwest Oregon will be available that day of the hike for $5. RSVP Linda Mullins. Her email is here and her phone number, I think it's in your handout also. Dinner and a movie. What could be better than dinner and a movie? Mark your calendars for a very special evening. Dinner and a movie will be on Friday, May 6th from 5:30 to 8:30. Please cast your vote in the back corner over there for the movie you would like to see by going to the poster in the back of the sanctuary and placing a mark by the movie you would like to see the most. Dinner will be fajitas taco burrito bar and will include vegetarian, vegan options. Cost is $20 per person. Reservations are encouraged. Please sign up in the back or contact Paula by April 30th. You know, if you can't make any of these events, you can always just throw more money into the collection plate, just to support us. I'm just saying. Community Fun Fair, Saturday, June 25th, from 4 to 10 p.m. So we're gonna have
10 to 4.
4 a.m. to 10 p.m., right? That's my dyslexia talking. 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Okay, well, at least I know somebody's listening. You guys didn't let me get away with that one. Join us in planning this super cool event. Food, music, arts, crafts, fun demonstrations, and metaphysically inspired services will be included. Please contact me, Paula Peterson, Wendy Orsat, or Chris Strong to join in this effort. The next meeting will be Thursday, April 14th at 2 p.m. Metaphysical book study is continuing. Sunday mornings from 9 to 9:45 in the conference room, main building, led by Reverend Stephen, The Four Spiritual Laws of Prosperity by Edwin Gaines. Yay, such an awesome book. We're almost complete with it now, but we're gonna start another book coming up. And I just wanted to say that the parking lot got stripes in it this last week. I striped the parking lot. It's the first time since I've been here. I know that Richard and Michelle Pedrada had done some paint on the curbs and the handicap things, but I striped it. So everybody's got their own 9 feet. The handicap's got a little extra. So it looks really nice out there. Take a look, take a look. We're moving on up, you know, we're, you know, when you have stripes in the parking lot, you know you made it, right? And my final announcement is summer is coming. Spiritual Living Retreat at Asilomar. I will be speaking at Asilomar this year once again. And there are these flyers back in the corner. We'll have posters up. But this 5-day retreat offers the opportunity to more deeply awaken to your true spiritual nature. Grow personally in a safe, supportive, and loving environment. Broaden your knowledge and experience of spiritual tools for daily living, and make, renew, and deepen friendships with like-minded people as we create an international spiritual community together. This event has been going on for over 60 years. It was originated by Dr. Ernest Holmes' wife, who wanted Hazel Holmes, who wanted her husband to have some downtime during the summer. So she found this beautiful place, Asilomar, which is an old YWCA camp. Now it's of course owned by the state, and it is the most incredible experience. All I can tell you is that if you go, you will come back someone totally different. Now it's expensive, you know, it's pricey because you stay all week. And they provide 3 beautiful meals a day. So you're kind of like, you are immersed in spirituality. But all I can tell you is I have been going for over 30 years. I only missed the year that we couldn't go because of COVID and 1 year before that. But it's something that I knew that I was going to do every summer because it's that powerful. Anyway, we have a show to do today, so I will get off and allow Paula Peterson, our practitioner of the day, to come up and share some wonderfulness with you. And right now, please stand as Dave leads us as we sing, "We Are One." We
Please join me in reading the gratitude on the screen. I am in great gratitude to dance with spirit in joy, and so it is. Welcome to the Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living. My name is Paula Peterson, and I am a licensed practitioner here and board president. Our practitioner student, Jamaica Wallace, is holding the high watch today. I would like for you to all welcome her to the first time at this position. We were speaking before service about what an honor it is to be holding the high watch or being in this position. It is truly an honor to be of service in this way. And I know that she is blessed today as she does this. She is holding the high watch, which means she's holding each one of you in prayer for this service, here and on Zoom also, holding and knowing the highest and best for each one of us. It is a sacred duty. So thank you, Jamaica. If you would like prayer after service, please go see Jamaica, and she will direct you to a practitioner to pray with you. And if there are any practitioners here that would be willing to pray, please raise your hand. Deborah, Trasia, and myself. Great. Thank you. Thank you. If you have a prayer request, you'll see in the seat in front of you the yellow form. Looks like this. So it's a request for affirmative prayer, and so fill that out, and you can put it in the collection plate as it goes by, or bring it to the box right in back next to Jamaica. So it is our honor as practitioners to pray with and for you for the full week. So that is what we love to do. That's what we're here to do. When you have a demonstration, then you fill out the blue form and let us know that this prayer has been answered. And if you're online, please look for the prayer request form, and we will pray for you that way too. So in person or online, you can do either way. And you look up grantspasscsl.org. The flowers today are from the beautiful Karen Zelinka. Brought us these Easter flowers. Thank you, Karen. Still there next week. They're still going to be blooming, so they'll be even prettier next week for Easter. Is there anyone here for the first time? Please raise your hand. We have a gift for you. Nope. Okay. And for your cell phones, please make sure that you silence them, anything that goes beep, so that we have some sacred space here for Reverend Steve's talk today. Now let's read the prayer together. Knowing that God's artistry is who and what I am, I create a magnificent and wondrous life filled with joy, love, and play, and so it is. Now please remain seated as we sing, I Am Loved. Thank you, Dave. Now I have a short reading, and it is from this month's Science of Mind magazine, which is The Infinite Impulse of Creativity. You are the co-creator of your desire into form. It can take time or not. Instantaneous manifestations happen. Either way, it is yours. Be grateful and listen to the inner guidance. You will know what to do and where to be. A good practice is to think from the whole to the part. To do that, we must turn away from the limited condition we want to change. Let it go into the nothingness from whence it came. Focus on the new idea. See it, feel it, and declare it to be active now as your inner guidance, your actualized experience. Stay tuned in and let your new idea bloom. And so with that, let's go into the silence for a minute or two. Thank you, and now gently come back into the room. We'll have some special music from Dave and Reverend Steve's amazing talk.
You know, this song was made popular by Frank Sinatra.
Blue eyes.
Blue eyes. Oh, blue eyes. But anyhow, I revived it when Reverend Steve came up with a sermon titled Dancing with a Wombat. Well, that kind of like, brought out my creativity, like some things people say or some do, and say, yeah, that's kind of interesting. Well, anyhow, I'd like to play a selection for you. Young at Heart, yes. Fairy tales can't come true. It can happen to you if you're young at heart. For it's hard, we'll be fine to be narrow of mind if you're young at heart. You can go to extremes with impossible schemes, or you can laugh when your dreams, they fall apart at the seams, and life gets more exciting with each passing day. Love is either in your heart or on its way. Don't you know that it's worth every treasure on earth to be young at heart? For as rich as you are, it's much better by far to be young at heart. And if you should survive to 105, look at all you'll derive out of being alive. And here is the best part. You have a head start if you are among the very young at heart. Oh, Scooby-Dooby-Doo. impossible schemes, or you can laugh when your dreams fall apart at the seams, and life gets more exciting with each passing day. And next month, I'm gonna celebrate my birthday. The Mickey way. Don't you know that it's worth every treasure on earth? Yeah, that's right. Everybody says to be at heart, or as rich as you are. Yeah, it's much better by far. Go to Disneyland. And if you should survive 105, look at all you can ride out of being alive. And here is the best part, have a head start. MICKEYMOUSE. Everybody put your ears on.
Wow, Dave, wow. How do I even start to follow that up, right? Put your ears on. I did not bring my ears with me. They are attached to my head, but my Mickey ears are at home. Of course, everyone's got to have Mickey ears, right? Well, you know what Sunday this is?
Palm Sunday.
Palm Sunday. So on Palm Sunday, in the traditional teachings, and it's actually dancing with a donkey, not dancing with a wombat. So, but it is already a 5, 6, 7, 8 waltz with a wombat, jitterbug with a jaguar, and how about dancing with a donkey? This is not a political statement, okay? But as we know, on Palm Sunday, it included a donkey because Jesus rode into Jerusalem on a donkey. And what do we do in this teaching? We bring out the metaphysics of everything. We look beyond the physical and we give it a metaphysical twist. So my attempt today is to give you a deeper experience of what Palm Sunday means to us metaphysically. You know, you are an open, dazzling channel for spiritual inspiration and peace. Creativity is who and what we are. You can't be in life and not be creative. That which caused us to press through into this time and space, into this physical reality, will not be denied. You can't not think. If I asked you to stop thinking right now, stop thinking, you're thinking about not thinking. That's just how our minds work. So we're always being creative. You can't stop but create. It's why we exist. We exist to be saturated in creation. And the infinite created these spacesuits for us to individualize that experience. Spirit always creates through every breathtaking scenic view, as well as every challenge that we walk through. Challenges are miracles in disguise. You know, while we're walking through them, you may not feel like such a miracle, right? When you're invested in something and it's not working out, it can hurt. But when we listen and respond with love, that's our motto here. Respond with love, don't just react, but respond with love to our intuitive nudges and the sparks. We begin to dance with creation itself. We begin to dance with the donkeys in our life. Cause and effect, creative expression, inspired perception, and clear intention are for many, not the few. And authenticity is the difference between performance and expression. Performance is for others, but expression is for ourselves. You know, when you're doing a piece of art and you're in the midst of it, maybe you're learning a new song, or maybe you do paper mache or rafting or accounting or whatever it is. When you're involved in it, you love it so much that you lose yourself, don't you? Don't you like forget what time it is? That's when you know you're part of the expressive creative genius of the universe. But when you're on stage and you're performing for others, you're doing both at the same time. But when you're doing it for yourself and nobody's looking and you get lost in it, that's when you're really being it. Now, if you can do that on stage and have people watching you, then you're doing both at the same time, and it's possible. But not everybody wants to get up and speak in front of other people. I've heard people say that they'd rather have a root canal than to get up and speak in front of other people. And I'd much rather be here doing this than having a root canal. So there you go. So we welcome the Holy Week in the Christian tradition, and we celebrate our one infinite creative presence and the power which informs and guides all spiritual paths. Ramadan began last week, and in addition to today's honoring of Palm Sunday, we look forward to Good Friday, which is coming up this Friday. I don't know why they call it Good Friday, because it wasn't so great for Jesus, but they call it Good Friday. And then Passover, and finally Easter Sunday. And what happens on Easter Sunday? The resurrection. This is where the infinite shows us that we don't pass away, that there is life after life. This is the great recycling program of the universe. It's not like once we leave this physical body, it's fade to black, nothing else. It's over. Thanks for sharing. Have a nice summer. So there is life beyond this life. That was the whole resurrection story, is that life goes on, even when you lose this physical body. The Creator itself shines through all spiritual paths in unique ways. We can resist our journey, or we can dance with our donkeys. Is your life full of stumbling blocks or stepping stones? Tantrums or tangos? You decide. It's all in your perspective. It's all in your interpretation. Now, there was a point in my life where everything was against me. Literally, everything was against me, because that's what I believed. And boy, the universe showed me how life can be against me if that's what I believe. You know, the universe always says yes. So if you believe life is against you, the universe will say yes, and watch what shows up. Whew. This is from What We Believe by Dr. Ernest Holmes. We believe in our own soul, our own spirit, and our own destiny. And we understand that life of each of us is God's life. It can be no other way. This doesn't mean that we are passive recipients of God's love and gifts and blessings, and that our oming all day will produce a life of unicorns and pink fairy dust. But again, if we want to dance with spirit, we must dance with all of spirit. Everything that happens, we must make it a dance. Sometimes we step on our partner's feet. Sometimes we step on our own feet and we fall gracefully. You know, get some drama to it. Have some fun with it. Especially when we're dancing with our donkeys on the journey? Think your donkey's not going to step on your toes? Oh, boy. So, in other words, there's going to be donkeys in your life. And what I'm referring to is that Jesus rode on a donkey into Jerusalem on Palm Sunday. And metaphysically, the donkey is that part of us that is stubborn, untrainable, undisciplined. But the donkey also represents the persistence, and that we can endure and travel a rocky road and a broken road, because that's what donkeys were designed for. They have big ears to hear what's coming up on the trail ahead. You know, Jerusalem means city of peace, and Jesus's ride into Jerusalem is about our I am nature, knowing that peace is always present in every moment, and it awaits for our decision to enter into it. So we battle and we resist and we deny what is. Our surrender and our dance with the donkey can be a challenge, or it can be a fun ride. You know, what they did was, why it's called Palm Sunday, is when he rode in, his disciples were laying palms down in front of the donkey. I bet the donkey was really happy about walking on that stuff, right? So what we resist persists, and it's exhausting. If we're in resistance all the time, we're giving energy to our challenges, and we're saying life is a drag. It's overwhelming and incredibly frustrating. But when we dance with our donkeys, however, resistance begins to fade. And what once was our shadow side begins to bless us and offer gifts of innovation, newness, wisdom, and resilience. That's what the donkey represents, is that we can be stubborn about things. You ever been stubborn? No, just me? Okay. Yeah, you've been stubborn, come on. You probably resisted getting here this morning. Here's my 3 talking points. Number 1, the link between faith and celebrations this week offers us some powerful tools to honor our own creative journey and to become even more available to source energy. The more that we make ourselves available to source energy, the more source energy empowers us with a guidance system. If we don't use our GPS, our God positioning system, then we get out the old Thomas guide. Anybody remember the old Thomas guide? Remember that you had to pull over and get a book, like, you know, a phone book out and find the D3. We're D3 on page 34, okay. And you know, it wasn't like you could type in the address. Remember? You had to actually look it up and then follow from one page of the map to the other to get over the 405 to the 710 to the 210 to the 5. I'm from LA, so those will all make sense to some people here. But there is something that happens when we follow our GPS. So again, our calendar context is Palm Sunday marks the start of Holy Week. Good Friday, Easter Sunday are just a few days away, and Passover begins this Saturday and lasts a week, and Ramadan also starts. Historically, Passover commemorates the Israelites' liberation from slavery in Egypt. Symbolically, metaphysically, Passover represents passing over in consciousness from an old state of consciousness to a new one. Whoa. Brings a whole new consciousness to Passover. That we are in the midst of a Passover in our lives. all the time. We're always evolving. We can never not be, unless you're going to pass over your ability to grow and say, I'm just good where I am. I want to stay in my limited thinking, and then you get to reap the results of that. So we move from an old state of consciousness to a new one. And on Easter, Jesus is raised from the dead, raising an awareness and rising in consciousness. And we transcend the mortal to live from source energy, spirit, or the great I am. Can you imagine that you no longer have your physical body, but you have a different body, another energy? Let's see which one is it. Little gremlins in the system here. So, bringing in both Palm Sunday and Passover, the creative journey often means leaving the predictable behind, to walk a new road, a road less traveled. You ever read that book? It's great. The Road Less Traveled is a wonderful book. Recognizing that our old ways of being must fall away, we choose an adventure of creativity, discovery, and wonder, and are born again. You ever heard that term? Born again. Born again Christian. Well, in our teaching, we believe that every day you're born again and you get a new reset. You get a new chance to make a new difference. You know, we are not bound by what happened yesterday. We are free every morning to make a new decision. And every morning you get to decide, am I going to be my old self or am I going to look for a new self? This is what truly being born again is. And it's what happens when you have a new understanding of yourself. Muslims honor Ramadan by fasting from food, from gossiping, arguing, or lying. Interesting that it's not just food that you fast from. It's a time for self-reflection, for spiritual growth, and a time to grow in our moral excellence. Ultimately, fasting is for gaining greater God consciousness, a state of constant awareness of our source, of God. Can we fast from our old beliefs of prejudice, of fear? Spiritual and mental fasting liberates us and creates room for inspiration and love in our lives. When we can give up our old ways of thinking, it liberates us and creates room in our consciousness for something new. It's just like if your closet is full of new clothes and you want new clothes, you've got to take some of the old clothes out of your closet and get them to be recycled, the Goodwill or Salvation Army or you what's that?
Clothes swap.
Clothes swap. Or wherever that you see that you can get rid of that, because here's the thing, the things that you want in your life can't come in because the things you don't want are already taking their place. You have to have a change in consciousness, a change in perception. Which brings me to number 2. This thing keeps buzzing on me. I think we're just going to let it buzz. Buzz away. Buzz away. Can you bring the the music one down? Well, we'll let it buzz away. Number 2, talking idea number 2. It's time to dance with our donkeys. And Palm Sunday represents more than Jesus on a donkey, riding into Jerusalem, while wildly cheering fans cover the road with palm branches. The palms represent the new consciousness. Remember seeing the Beatles on Ed Sullivan for the first time? Does anybody remember that? You ever seen the tape of it if you didn't actually see it happen? Yeah, it was a lot of musicians say that was the pivotal point that they found that they wanted to be a rock star because they saw that. Okay. Ta-da! Just unhooked from source. So Palm Sunday represents each of us on our journey to peace and fulfillment, in recapturing that idea of seeing something that we wanted to relate to. In life's continuum, we'll have both sacred moments of discovery and dark nights of the soul. The valley of the shadow of death and desperation are meant to be passed through, not lived in. Though I walk through the valley of the shadow of death, I shall fear no evil, for high consciousness is with me. My rod and my staff, they comfort me. Your rod and your staff is your knowledge, is the knowing that there is something within you that can get you through, that will help you on your journey, that you are not alone, that there is a power source that you are, that is walking with you as who and what you are. Palm Sunday shows Christ's infinite creative potentiality, the innate truth, and the light within all as embodied in the physical form of Jesus, as you and me. The mortal human is not just a mortal human. We are God in form. It can be no other way. Jesus, the human, feels love and also feels pain. Christ, the divine, can never be exhausted or extinguished, hurt or lost. The Christ within us, the Christos that we are, is always inviting us to weave our humanness with our divine nature. We're always, if we can metaphysically see a challenge and then see what the blessing is within it, we have come to a higher place of consciousness within it. Now, when you're in the midst of it, can be challenging to go, oh, this is so spiritual. And let's not fool ourselves. Sometimes we want to curse the darkness. Sometimes we want to curse something that isn't working our way. And that's okay. That just means you have emotion and power. But look to the light. Look to the answer. Call out for an answer. When we accept what is, we are free to dance with what is. Challenges, people, or issues become part of the creative dance, not reasons to give up, but reasons to go on. And number 3, it takes willingness to be a channel for Spirit's creation. It takes faith to step forward in possibility, discovery, and newness, whether creating a new way of being with the people you love or innovations in space travel. You have a light within you which seeks to shine in wonder and radiance. Each one of us has this light. Each one of us is this light. But it takes courage. It takes courage to, who are you to be great and wonderful, successful? Who are you not to be great and wonderful and successful? It takes courage to cultivate your courage by deepening your understanding of who and what you truly are as a spiritual being. Embrace your curiosity by connecting with others who are walking a similar journey of discovery and potential with you. You have within you the same light of wisdom that liberated the ancient Israelites from Egypt. You have the light of the Muslim, the Buddhist, the Taoist, the Celts, the indigenous people, the Baha'is, and yes, even the atheists. Because there is a power. Dancing with our donkeys is ultimately the dance with spirit in all of its forms and experiences. Be willing to be inspired and to grow with all of your donkeyness. I was going to use the other word for donkey, but I decided not to. Sometimes you will be wild in a mosh pit, and other times you will be graceful as a ballet dancer. There will be great choreography and order, and there will be chaos and creative confusion. But dancing with your donkey and blessing everyone else's donkey-ness is why we're here. So in conclusion, as we dance with our lives, we can be inspired by the blessed wisdom traditions of others. We can choose to admire our Muslims celebrating Ramadan. And in our own honoring of the teachings of Islam, we too can fast from negative and limiting habits of belief. We can turn away from thoughts that have kept us separate from our God source energy. And we can establish a discipline of mind, which keeps us centered and aligned in consciousness with and as our oneness, with this infinite source energy. And that is where the miracle presides. And as we fast from judgment, fear, and separation, we can embrace equality, social justice, and keep our hearts open to creating and maintaining a world that does work for everyone. And when we choose loving awareness, we move into our own Passover experience, leaving behind those ways of thinking which no longer serve us. We bless what has gone before us and perceive our histories as dance floors we left behind. Finally, during these interesting and somewhat challenging times, we are faced with challenges as a human race, struggles, and loss of consciousness. You know, I look at the news and I say, I thought that we were further along than this. But apparently, things are coming up to go away. Let's hold ourselves and each other in love, in gentleness, and in compassion. Look for people and places which remind you that you're always supported by this unlimited source energy and an unending reservoir of love and strength on every step of your path, because that's the truth. And so it is. Time for our prayer time. So let's follow our teaching and go within and remember who we are. What I know is that there is a power. That power that guides the stars, causes the sun to shine. That energy that knows itself and revives itself every morning as who and what we are. Now, I may not know what your situation is, but I know that the source energy that created you does. So we call in that miraculous energy of peace and love and divine right action in every situation. Knowing that as we move into fasting on old beliefs, that a newness is born within us. Power and peace and a poise comes over us. And that gentleness can invite us into new planes of consciousness, new ways of being, and new places of understanding. So we let go. We release this word directly into the living, loving law of mind, where the power of love is the only power. And we let go, placing these words directly into that law, knowing it is already so. We affirm it together by saying, so it is. And it's now time for our offertory. And if you'd like to take your offering in your hand, put it on your heart. We will affirm this together. I give
in great gratitude for what he has done so. This center nourishes my heart and soul, and I am so thankful to give abundantly. So it is.
And now some music.
I was gonna get the other ones.
Thank you, Dave. So let's say a prayer for our offertory this morning. From the love of pure spiritual energy, these tithes and gifts have been collected. They're evidence of our faith, our belief, and our ability to manifest in this world of form. And they do good work in this world. They bless this community and allow the Grants Pass Center for Spiritual Living to be open and available for those who choose to remember who they are, and even for those who don't know that yet. And for this, we are all so well blessed. As we affirm this together by saying, well, it's time for our closing music. So if you'd like to stand, let's have some music, Dave. Take the love, after me. Something wonderful is happening right now.
Something wonderful is happening right now.
It's happening in my mind.
It's happening in my mind.
It's happening in my body.
It's happening in my body.
And it's happening in the body of my affairs.
It's happening in the body of my affairs.
I think it.
I think it.
I feel it.
I feel it.
And I know it.
I know it.
Just the way that it is.
Just the way that it is.
And just the way that it is not.
And just the way that it is not.
Thank you, life.
Thank you, life.
Have a great week, everybody. Blessings.